What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekheads? Welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris, and today I'm going to be explaining the build process for replicating Aloy's new spear from the upcoming game Horizon Forbidden West. So PlayStation commissioned me to make a replica of Aloy's spear, the brand new design for the brand new game for the launch of Horizon Forbidden West. So like I said, I'm going to explain the entire build process. I managed to smash this thing out in 6 days. Today marks the 6th day since I started building it. It comprises of 3D printed components as well as hand carved components. So the main structure is an aluminum tube running through the entire handle leading up to the butt of the spear and the actual blade of the spear. Now in terms of 3D printed pieces, we have the blade, we have the accents on the blade, we have these chargers here, we have the 6 batteries, we have the discs here, we also have this decorative piece on top of the actual main body of the spear and also the butt of the spear. And my good buddy Miles from Flux 3D was able to smash these parts out so quickly. And the beauty part is Miles prints in ABS. And if you guys have ever worked with ABS before, compared to PLA, it is an absolute treat and delight. It sands easily, you can smooth it down with acetone, and doing the body work on it is so much more easier compared to PLA. So a massive thank you to Milo for just being so quick on the ball and smashing these pieces out. The body work stage was pretty minimal, and obviously I used a spray primer putty to help fill in those stubborn print lines. Most of the times out of 10 when you're sanding ABS, you can get it pretty smooth, but sometimes there are some print lines that just don't want to go away. And that's when that primer filler comes in and just makes everything nice and smooth. So after the 3D printed pieces were primed, example the blade and the butt, I then got a White Knight Super Chrome, sprayed them, let it properly cure, and then it was just a matter of going in with some black shoe polish and weathering the butt of it and also the blade as well. Now, the accents with the white pieces have just been sprayed with a white primer, not an actual paint itself, but I just felt a flat white primer will do the trick because I am going in and weathering them with more shoe polish. Now, when it came to these two pieces, it was just a flat black spray and then dry brushing on some silver rub and buff to give the illusion that the black has scuffed away, and also going in with some gold leaf rub and buff and just doing those gold accents on it. Same goes for the 6 batteries on the bottom. Now, there is a lot of balsa wood going on here. So let's move on to the main body. We have this kind of coiled looking core of the spear, which is very interesting to look at. Now, the 3D file kit that I got, I will leave the link down below and you can go check it out. I only used some pieces, not all pieces. And in the kit included the main core body of the spear, but I wanted to do that by hand. So that was a matter of getting strips of balsa wood and cutting them into little squares and essentially putting them on the aluminium tube, much like a shish kebab. Gluing them in place in the stepping motion that you see here, and then going in and sanding them down smooth. Granted, if you do look at the spear, it is a bit more square, but because I was cutting these pieces by hand, some pieces were a little bit askew and just didn't sync up properly, so I figured just sanding it all smooth will just make it look a bit more aesthetically pleasing. Once I was happy with that, I then went back with the White Knight Chrome spray, sprayed it, and then backed it up with some Lemire pewter paint to really give it that sparkly effect. Now, in terms of the wrapping here, this is just upholstery leather, glued on, nice and easy, just to give the illusion of the wraps. Feathers I actually got from Spotlight. Originally, I was gonna use some feathers that we have here from our birds when they have a molt. You know, when they shed, they drop some beautiful feathers and we don't want them going to waste. So we have this massive collection of feathers. None of them were red. Can you believe it? None of them were red. And I didn't want to try and color pre-existing feathers, especially nice blue ones. It just, I didn't want to ruin the feathers. So Spotlight actually sell a wide range of feathers, from small ones to big ones like this. These originally came in white with the black tips, and I just figured the black tips were kind of cool looking, but I managed to get a metallic red spray and spray the feathers red and then place them in with all the wrappings. And the wrappings was just a matter of getting some blue and red fabric from Spotlight along with some natural rope and some Hessian wrap, and that was the fun part. I love doing the decorative part of prop making. It's always fun because it always tells a story. We're just doing the wraps. There was a lot of glue involved. There's probably like 2 kilos of glue on this spear alone. That's where all the weight comes from. But in terms of weathering everything, it was just getting some shoe polish on a chip brush brush and dry brushing it on just to give the illusion that grime and all that has been put onto these fabric wraps. The blue rope here was actually sprayed with a metallic blue spray, the same metallic that I used on the feathers. Obviously that was red instead. But overall, for 6 days work, very happy with the end result. I was smashing this thing out back to back. Granted, there were some things that didn't work that I ended up scrapping, but for the most part, I'm really happy with the end result. The wiring here is actually a network cable I got from Jaycar with some balsa wood accents here for the little hinges that go on there. And that is pretty much it, guys. Again, for a 6-day turnaround, not bad at all. A massive thank you to PlayStation for giving me the opportunity to build this thing. In the next couple of days, I'll be shipping this off to the next state for the launch of Horizon Forbidden West, and I can't wait to see it in action. And I do love the aesthetic of this thing. It's a beautiful spear, and I do love the aesthetic of the character of Aloy. I've seen so many people do amazing cosplays as her. So thanks very much for watching, guys. With that being said, drop a comment down below and let me know if you're excited for Horizon Forbidden West. Were you a fan of the first one? Again, I love the look and the landscape of these games, so this one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. With that being said, wherever you are in the world, please have yourselves an absolute cracker of a day. I hope you're well, hope you're happy, be merry, be silly, and until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best.